Gary, how big a win is that?
I think it's a massive one, you know, not in just in terms of, I said to the players today that I thought if we won this game it would be our best win of the season really, and I just meant that in terms of we never had a lot of options, you know, due to injuries, and we had a basically under 20s on the bench, so I always knew that it was going to be difficult if we had to change the game really, because you'd be throwing a young lad on that's maybe not been involved. But luckily we got the first goal and it gave us something to hold on to. But I generally think, you know, for me that would be our best win of the season, just given the circumstances and who we're playing, who, if you look back over last season when they were in League One in the Championship, Livingston don't lose many games at home. So for us to come here and get a clean sheet and a good solid performance, it's very, very pleasing as a manager.
A good clean sheet, as you say, 2 in the bounds, so...
Yeah, when I said to you, you know, sometimes we got into this about it being a young back four after I think we'd conceded 3 to Falkirk, and people maybe have thought that I was making excuses, but that's generally what happens with young players. Individually their performances go up and down, and you have 3 or 4 games where they play well, then they have a couple bad, and it's the same as a unit like the back four. And if you look at it, we have 2 or 3 clean sheets, then we concede 8 and 3, and now we've had 2 clean sheets in a row, and it sort of mirrors how the young lads are as individuals, our back four. But I thought they were outstanding the day. If you want, I don't think anyone was better than the other, but if you want to look at a difference in terms of when Livingston beat us 3-0, look at Darren Brownlee's performance when we played them at home. You know, the big striker Mackie got the better of Darren. You know, he was the first to admit that, Darren. He didn't have his best afternoon, and the day he never gave him a kick. He won all his headers. He was like a different player, Darren, just in that individual battle. So things like that definitely helped us. You know, I thought the change of the shape worked for us against Livingston. You know, it's the first time that we've played 4-4-2 against them. I thought that helped. But the biggest thing is, you know, you can set them up, you can draw them tactically. The boys have got to go out there and dig and believe, and they've done that. You know, we said today, yes, we're missing 5 or 6, but if we didn't win, let's not use that as an excuse. You know, I can come out and talk about it, saying it'd be nice to have those options, but we can't use them as excuses. And I thought the boys today were on it, really, really, really proud to be their manager today. They gave out the club absolutely everything.
When you don't concede goals, it gives you something to build on.
Yeah, because we always say with Kano, Dobbs, Dale when he's fit, Linden, maybe not as prolific as they 3, but you know, we're always confident we can score. And I actually said that before the game today. I said to the lads, if you keep getting clean sheets, Dobbs and Kano and the strikers won't go games and games without scoring. And as it be, Dobbs nicks it, hits the bar, and I think Kano puts it in. So, no, it was a good all-round performance. What people wouldn't see is like Linden's pressing for a wide area corner. It goes up to the centre half. Linden's going to press it. Then it goes out to the other side. He's got to drop back in. Every time they're moving, they're running 20 yards at full speed. So the work ethic of the group today was very, very good.
During the week you said you always set yourself a different challenge. Today's challenge was to get a win over Livingston, and you've done that. Yeah,
well, you know, Livingston, we didn't like teams getting the better of us over the course of a season. You know, today that balances it out with Livingston. We've had one apiece in a draw. You know, I think St Mirren's beat us twice, and I think Dundee United beat us once. So we like to try and do as good as we can against each other. You know what I mean? So, but that was a good one for us today, and hopefully it gives the boys confidence. It was nice to see. And listen, I will put the young lads on. You know, I put on Bell on today, albeit, you know, we're trying to run the clock down, but he's trained really well recently, and it's a wee bit of reward for him, you know, and he came on there and he done fine, and that'll give him a wee bit of confidence. And we're going to need them. You know, we're going to need them. Miles will be available for next week. I think it'll be too early next week for Dell and Callum, and then you're still looking maybe early February for Marsh, and then maybe middle February for Kai and Danny. And you know, we need to speak to St Johnstone, because you know, we need to confirm, but it looks like that we may lose Jason and Kano, so we're going to need the young lads, you know, until I can get some other players in. It's all hands to the pump really, and today the lads, you know, they worked tirelessly for the sort of the cause, if you want, and the really, really good performance.
And what it does today as well is takes you level with Livingston in points.
Yeah, we were conscious of that as well, but I didn't like mentioning that to the lads in the team talks, because every time I seem to say to them, let's go and win today and we're in the top 4, we didn't seem to win, so I didn't really mention it today, but I knew that myself, that it just keeps us in the pack really, Sandra, and until we get players back, I'm always trying to be honest, the results maybe be a wee bit up and down, you know, when you've not got loads and loads of options, you maybe win a couple, lose a couple, draw a couple, and until we get our full squad back, anything that we get is going to be great, whether that's a draw, whether it's a win, and we'll have to be prepared that some games we've got to lose, you know, so we've got to be realistic. The same 12 or 13 players aren't got to be able to carry us right through until everybody's back, but today they were great. Unfortunately, Sean's picked up a booking, which means he now misses Brecon. And that's another problem that we'll have to deal with when we get to Brecon.
Before, obviously, you've got Inverness next week. Another.
Yeah, 2 games against them, 2 0-0 draws. Nothing about the teams. I've got some good players. You know, Vigers, I don't know if he's suspended or not. Power's a good player. They've signed Austin. Baird, although he's not scored a lot of goals so far, has scored. He's a prolific goal scorer, really. So, another very difficult game. But what I think we should do today is everybody. It's been, you know, no winning in the 3 games. You know, and we're losing the goals. We all have to work that wee bit harder, and we've done that, and we've put extra time on the training ground and that. So, you know, the players are, you know, I want them just to enjoy this. I'll enjoy it, and then we'll move on to Inverness Monday and Tuesday when we get the lads back in.
But of course, it is another, as you say, 2 draws against Inverness, so it'll be another challenge to get one over them.
It's got to be difficult. You know, any team that goes to Inverness and gets any kind of result is a decent result. You know, I think Robbo's just got them going. Maybe I said this before, a bit of a slow start because they were getting used to dropping down a league. The Championship's different for the Premier League. He's had to get his new players in. I think Nathan Austin's a good signing for him. I think he'll get them goals. Hopefully it won't be against us. But I seen that Nathan started today. I had a quick look at the teams. So, you know, we need to, but we've got to go up with a bit of belief, you know, that we've played them twice. They haven't been any better than us. If I want to be truthful, I think we've been slightly the better team in both games. We've had 4 points out of 6 in the last 2 games, 2 clean sheets. We'll have Miles back next week. That'll give us a wee boost into the squad. The young lads are pushing and bursting to play, which is pushing everybody on. So just now, you know, we'll enjoy it because you don't know what's around the corner in football.